Hi, this is Farooq. Welcome to the Sensibility Podcast. Late last year, a survey by Challenger, Gray, and Christmas Incorporated found that 80% of companies in the US were actively hiring for open positions. Approximately 80% of those surveyed said they were having a hard time finding qualified candidates, citing a skill shortage amongst applicants. As 2020 continues to challenge all of us, it therefore makes sense to develop the hard and soft skills that employers are looking for. I've made a list of approximately 10 skills to make you more valuable at the office and arm you with the confidence to apply for that promotion or formally enter the job market. Number 1 on my list is decision making. I remember going to see my boss years ago about a screw up in our marketing department. As the head of the marketing portfolio, the responsibility was mine. And as we spoke, he fired a number of candid questions from across the table. And at the end of the exchange, he looked up and said, "I can't fault your decision making. I would have made the same mistake." And whilst that made me feel a little more relieved at the time, I realized that every decision made by an employee ripples through the entire company. And ultimately, our jobs boil down to making decisions and making more educated and better ones. If we demonstrate an ability to identify and evaluate options and then make sound decisions, we'll rank higher on a manager's wish list. Number 2 on my list is the ability to solve problems. An interviewer will often ask about a time when you solved a complex problem in a creative or innovative way. This question is asked to establish if you're able to approach a dilemma from various angles to find a solution. Candidates who possess refined problem-solving skills stand out from the rest. Number 3 on my list is my favorite, tech savviness. There was a time when IT, or information technology, was the responsibility of the IT department. But today technology affects all of us in the office and at home. We are constantly at the mercy of algorithms and computer hardware and software. And I often hear people say, "Oh, I'm technically challenged." Well, that's no longer a valid excuse. Today we need to understand how our TVs, smartphones, watches, tablets, and computers work, what the vulnerabilities are in the context of the benefits they bring, how to store and protect our personal data, how to share and manage storage. For example, when you share a document, if you're mailing your CV to someone, there's a portable document format. So using it when attaching a document to an email will ensure that it arrives in a legible format on the other end, regardless of what device it's received on. So when we're at the office, there are certain protocols to be observed with respect to password management, file organization, and today remote access. And demonstrating tech savviness will immediately highlight you as a skilled individual. Conflict resolution is the 4th item I'd like to highlight. Conflict in the workplace is inevitable and can often hinder productivity and even increase employee turnover. So this makes employees who have an ability to work through past differences with their peers far more valuable in the workplace. Number 5 on my list is communication. And a skills list would not be complete if it omitted that. So written communication encompasses everything from contracts to emails, and individuals who are unable to compose clear, concise, and error-free messages are unlikely to get ahead in the workplace. Strong verbal communication skills help people relay information clearly and also concisely. And this saves time and avoids the misinterpretation of messages. Managers therefore look for candidates who are able to communicate effectively. Creativity is number 6 on my list. Since the outbreak of the pandemic, a growing number of companies are turning to technology and automation to streamline their processes. The need for creative individuals who can help design products or services and solutions for tomorrow remains very strong. And remember that creativity is not just a graphic designer seated at a desk using Adobe Illustrator. It's about creating something out of nothing. And often, it's about finding simple solutions to complex problems. So think about creativity as something you can apply in a problem situation, and you will be viewed as a company asset. Number 7 is negotiation. It's one thing to have a great product or concept, but to be able to persuade people to buy into it is something entirely different. Strong negotiation skills are a must-have in the workplace, regardless of whether an employee works in sales or project management. We are always negotiating with peers, colleagues, different departments in an organization, customers, suppliers and contractors, and the people we live with. So being able to negotiate, renegotiate, and come up with win-win solutions will elevate you from the ordinary to someone with influence. Number 8 is critical thinking. And critical thinkers understand that problems aren't always black and white. And they're able to view a problem from different angles to understand it, analyze it, and evaluate the information at their disposal before making a decision. So it's therefore not surprising that employers look for candidates who are capable of higher levels of thinking. Realize too that critical thinking is a constructive process. So simply highlighting a problem is not helpful. We need to present alternatives that stand up to the same level of scrutiny. And this takes courage and conviction, both of which are cultivated when we raise our level of thinking. Time management is number 9 on my list. And learning how to manage your time effectively will serve you well throughout your career. Not only will it allow you to accomplish more in less time, but strong time management skills can help you focus and be more successful in the workplace. Punctuality, meeting deadlines, and respect for company time as well as your peers' time will move us higher up in the ranking. It could easily be argued that all the skills mentioned already make you a better leader. We've touched on communication, computer literacy, critical thinking, problem solving and collaboration, creativity and innovation, and I'd like to squeeze in 2 or 3 things into my final point, number 10. These competencies are realized and strengthened by, firstly, a willingness to help others, number 2, having a higher degree of emotional intelligence, and developing our people skills. So remember that we do not lead by following others. So taking some aspects from this episode into your work environment will not only make you more valuable and productive, but also a sought-after candidate if you're considering a career move. Thank you for listening. If you found this useful, please share it with a friend. And remember to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts to get notified when future episodes are published. Until next time, take care of yourself, and if you can, someone else too, even if it's just your pet.